Good evening, guys. This is Ankur here, and I welcome you all to my YouTube channel, Technical Analysis, the Unbiased View. So, today, before starting today's video, let's have a quick review on the Nifty index and Bank Nifty index, and let's see what happened to the Nifty 500, which I have showed you yesterday. So, today, Nifty made a high of 15,258 and it made a low of 15,150, and Nifty futures closed at 15,202. If you can see my screen, which I have shared the same screen with all you guys yesterday also, I have mentioned the resistance for Nifty for today was 15,262, and Nifty today happened to make a high of 15,258, exactly same place. So the resistance absolutely worked as mentioned, as shared with you guys on yesterday videos. This is the same screen, same text which was shared with you guys yesterday. And if you can see that today Nifty happened to make a low of 15,150, and the support which I have suggested was 15,157, exactly that place, right? Hence, these levels are verified and confirmed by Nifty itself. Therefore, for tomorrow, a movement above the resistance may bring the bullishness, and movement below the support may bring the weakness. So keep these levels very, very safe with you. As you can see, the levels which were shared with you guys, Nifty itself confirmed, and it made a high and low exactly where the support and resistance is mentioned. Correct? Now, quickly, let's jump onto the Nifty futures chart, current expiry, current series. So, Bank Nifty happened to make a high of 35,348, and it happened to make a low of 34,556, and Bank Nifty futures closed at 34,998, as good as 35,000. So the resistance which was suggested to you was 35,452, correct? So it high was made quite below the resistance which was supported to you guys, and the low made by Bank Nifty future was 34,556, and the support was adjusted to 34,386. Therefore, both these levels are still maintained for tomorrow, and any movement below and above the support resistance will make a bearishness and the bullishness on the charts on the Nifty Bank Nifty futures. Now let's have a quick look what happened to the stocks which we have discussed yesterday for today's trade. So Reliance, as I suggested, that it has shifted its base to channel 2, the channel which I suggested a lot of time, and today also it happened to trade exactly in the range between 1960 to 2027. Neither it tested the support nor it tested the resistance. Thus, these levels are still on hold and still stand by until unless any support or resistance breached by the Reliance. The second stock which was suggested to you guys was Apollo Hospitals, and Apollo Hospital worked quite a good for us. I suggested buy above 3246, and stock happened to made a high of 3285. So we got a good run up in Apollo Hospital. Then we have discussed Ashok Leyland. So Ashok Leyland, I said that if it goes below 125, the weakness will come, and if it closes above 127, at 127 or closes above 125, 126, there will be the strength in the stock. So neither it breached 125 on the closing basis, nor it breached 127 or 126 on a closing basis. Thus, keep an eye a closing below 125 and a closing above 126 at 127 will confirm the strength and the weakness in the chart. Correct? Let's discuss CNX Nifty 500. So Nifty 500, as I have suggested you yesterday, that it gave us the breakout closing, and it closed at a live high. And today, it is a very cautious candlestick pattern which created in the Nifty 500. It is an uptrend doji, a perfect bearish signal as per the textbooks. Let's see what happens whether Nifty 500 slips below 12,912. A little weakness would be seen tomorrow. Correct? As per the textbook, it is an emerging evening star pattern, and this is what which is very, very important for all the learners to know that the candlestick can be created from 0 to 100 anywhere in the chart, but the location of the doji, location of the candlestick tells a lot, tells more than what we uh, know about the pattern, tells more than confirms that how to trade that pattern. Correct? If this doji would have created anywhere in between the chart, it would have not have that deeper value or that significant value what CNX Nifty 500 is having now. So it is a uptrend, top of the life dodgy, and we will have to see that if it slips below 12,912, there could be a weakness seen in the Nifty 500 index. So it is a cautious sign which we have to be careful about. Let's discuss today's stock. So today I'm going to discuss three stocks with you, and all these stocks are based on the patterns. The first stock would be the Apollo Tubes. Second stock would be AU Finance Bank, and the third would be Axis Bank. Starting with Tubes, let me put on the charts. One second. So everything is very self-explanatory with respect to Apollo tubes. I have mentioned all the text very clear, crystal clear for you. Still, let me say what are the observations. So the observation in Apollo tubes is there is two head and shoulder pattern which are getting created. Let me show you where. So the two pattern is one is this left shoulder head and the right shoulder, correct, and this would be the neckline. This is the first head and shoulder which I observed on Apollo tubes chart, and the second is a very short term followed by the bigger one, and this could be the neckline for this head and shoulder pattern. Therefore, the immediate support right now available to Apollo tube is 1184, and the immediate resistance for the stock is 1308. The stock happened to close today at 1253. If Apollo tubes breaks 1184 anytime during this week or next week, a further weakness would be seen. Correct? A further weakness could be seen. So need to be very very careful. And if stock happen to settle above 1308 on a weekly basis or on a daily basis, wait for another day. Don't go into the BTSC next day. Let's understand whether that is a false breakout or a genuine breakout. So this is the range for Apollo tubes. The resistance is 1308 and the support is 1184. A slippages below 1184 can bring a further weakness to the stock because there are two head and shoulder patterns which are getting formed on Apollo Tubes chart. The second stock which I would like to discuss with you would be AU Small Finance Bank. So this is the chart of AU Small Finance Bank, and there is a ascending triangle pattern which is getting created by the horizontal band and with respect to the speed resistance fan band, and the immediate resistance which I can see on AU Small Finance Bank chart is 995, and a breakout above 995 will be a very high momentum breakout. However, there are two resistance which are available to the stock on an immediate basis. One is this intersection point, right? This intersection point is getting formed between the channel and the horizontal band. Thus it may take a resistance here and it can fall. So if we see a price going up to 995, if we see the price going in the on intraday basis to 995, and any rejection from 995 in the form of any inverted head and shoulder or long shadow, any kind of a shooting star pattern, candlestick pattern on 3 minute, 5 minute, 15-minute chart, that confirms that the resistance is still valid, and the further weakness in the stock will be seen on an intraday basis. On a closing basis, a close above 995 can be a very good high upward momentum, and the stop loss should be exactly at 995 because it may give us a false breakout. However, there is a ascending triangle pattern which is getting created between the speed resistance fan and the horizontal fan. The intersection point is the only challenge which stock has to clear, which is this zone. However, if stock happens to give a breakout here, 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 that means somewhere after 26th of May, of good momentum on the upside can be seen. So these are the points which we have to keep in mind and make a note. And it is not that today we are discussing this stock on 24th of May, so the pattern ends at 25th of May. No, the pattern still remains valid. The stock which we discuss on a chart, on a pattern, on a drawing basis, that remains valid. The breakout and the breakdown can come any point in time. If a breakdown comes, if it breaks the 50% fan band, then I will discuss the stock with you. However, for tomorrow, the resistance is 995, and if you see a closing in AU Small Finance Bank above 995, can be re-rating for the stock for the upward rally. The last stock I would like to discuss today is Axis Bank. Axis Bank, the very interestingly, I can spot a inverted head and shoulder in RSI, correct, and the same kind of a inverted head and shoulder with a weak right shoulder. However, I can still spot on the price channel. The immediate challenge with respect to Axis Bank is again the same intersection point which we discussed uh, in AU Small Finance Bank. So this is the intersection point where it took exactly took this took the resistance here and closed below the intersection point. So it suggests that yes, the intersection is very much valid. So how do we go about it? If stock happen to open above 747, correct, which is today's high, that means that means the stock is opening itself above this band, correct, the stock is opening above this band. So if stock opens somewhere here, then the next resistance for Axis Bank for tomorrow would be 764. And and on a closing basis, if it closes above 764, it can be a follow up upward rally. A strength will be retained in the stock, correct? And if we happen to see a stock opening below 741, and if it is taking a rejection at this channel, then there could be a slight weakness or there could be a slight cool off time. So very interestingly, we'll have to observe Axis Bank, there is a inverted head and shoulder getting created in RSI as well as in the price action. So let's see if it is able to close above today's closing. Tomorrow closing happens above 741, and if you want to trade on the strength side, so the next resistance for the stock would be 764. However, if stock slips below today's close, which is 741, it means it is taking the rejection on the channel, which you can see this channel. So we can settle for a weakness. We can trade for the weakness. So these are the three stocks which I discussed with you: Apollo Tubes, AU Small Finance Bank, and Axis Bank, along with Nifty and Bank Nifty. And we saw there is some cautious kind of a price action which emerged at Nifty 500 after giving a breakout life high breakout closing yesterday. So these are the points which we have to trade very carefully. So thank you guys. Keep supporting, keep trading, and do share my video if you find it little bit valuable with your friends. Thank you. Bye bye.